Gervonta Tank Davis fans enabled this man for years, and now they're upset that he's mad that they're not enabling him anymore. I believe he has a right to be upset because y'all enabled him. Let's go down history lane. The biggest fight at Gervonta Tank Davis's career at that time would have been him versus Gary Russell in the DMV. It wouldn't have got no bigger than that. But this man was talking about a whole bunch of nonsense why he doesn't got to fight Gary Russell. Talking about, oh man, well, we really can't do this. He's too small and all. But you started at 126. You're talking about how Gary Russell is too small, but yet he kept saying how small he is to anybody else. But Gary's too small to him. But yet you fought Leo Santa Cruz, the dude who ducked Gary Russell. You could have fought in the DMV. At the time where you could have fought this man, you have fought a dude named Golneds in the DMV. You fought Ricardo Nunez in the DMV. You fought Hector Garcia in the DMV. 2016, you could have fought Gary Russell. 2019, you could have fought Gary Russell. 2023, you fought Hector Luis Garcia. You could have fought Gary Russell. But let's listen to what Gary had to say.
And Tank, get the fuck out of here, Get the fuck out of here, Shawty. You know what I'm saying? I seen your little interview you did, talking about they asked you about me. You gonna say something like, yeah, Gary too small. He this, he too small in structure. He too this and that. I will fuck you up. Y'all see how he go off and go crazy on everybody else, right? But I call them all types of bitches, all types of suckers, all types of punks and everything else. You don't see that same energy come my motherfucking way.
Facts. Absolute facts. Absolute 100% facts. Let Devin or Bill say something. The whole world's collapsing in. Tank Davis talk. I'm on your side. All this tough guy stuff. Shakur Stevenson. Mr. Popo Richard Hitchson. I'm going to do this. Blah, 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 blah. Man, Gary be disrespecting this man, and this dude don't say nothing. Nothing. And he's in the DMV. He's in Washington right now. Right now. And dude don't say nothing, bro. Don't say nothing. But yet you guys allow all this stuff to slide. Oh, he from the trenches, BF. He from the... Well, where you think Gary from? What trenches you think Gary from? But he's from the trenches, bro. He tough as nails. Everybody, he a thug, BF. Man, Gary been sunning this dude for years. For years and years and years. And nobody says anything. But yet he from the trenches. He from the streets. Okay. Talking crazy to Lamont Roach. Says nothing. You talking crazy. You on dark to something with Lamont Roach kids. Oh, your kid. I know your kids is at and all this other type of stuff. How come you don't have any of this energy for Gary Russell? You've got none. Zero. None. I wonder why. I wonder why y'all have zero energy for Gary Russell, Mr. Gary Russell. I wonder why. But y'all enabled this. Let's keep going.
Because he know for real, this shit real. Talking about I'm too small and my numbers don't sell and this, that, and the third. Stop this shit, man. I hope the fans is not getting bamboozled by this crazy ass punk shit that these people are doing in the sport of boxing.
Talking about numbers don't sell. So he been saying this. What are we in 2025? They've been saying the same thing about somebody's numbers don't sell since 2026 in order to duck smoke. And you guys have been using this same terminology. Oh, he don't sell though. He don't sell. He doesn't sell. What did Ricardo Nunez sell? What did Hector Luis Garcia sell? But he fought them instead of fighting Gary Russell. What did Guillermo Gonad sell? He fought them instead of fighting Gary Russell, and he fought them in the DMV.
Talking about something we won't sell. We can fight in the DMV, son. We can fight at the Redskins Arena, Redskins Stadium, whatever you want to call it. Every hustler, every dope boy, anybody gonna be in there, and it's gonna sell out.
Facts. Absolute facts. Or you could have fought in the Baltimore Orioles Arena, the Baltimore Ravens Arena, or Royal Farms Arena, Capital One Arena, or the Armory. And it would sell out. You know, the 3 places that you fought other fighters, but you couldn't fight Mr. Gary Russell. And he was a champion. But you guys enabled it. Y'all said, oh man, come on man, he's too small. We fight at 130. Why would we bring somebody up from 126? And then you brought Lamont Roach up from 130 to 135. And you guys enabled it. You enabled it, and you enabled it for years. You defended and protected, you glazed and praised for years. But let's keep going.
You know it, and the fans know it.
Facts.
Stop this shit. Don't nobody... Matter of fact, to keep it 100, man, to my real fans, to the real true fans that really support Mr. Gary Russell Jr., let's keep this shit 100, man. And motherfucking, don't nobody want to see no motherfucking, Tank and what's the other ducker?
The dude that ducked him. Totally irrelevant, but he's talking about Leo. But here's the thing, yo. Here's the thing. The problem with this scenario that we have is instead of back then saying something to Tank Davis about him avoiding fights and he's no bigger than the sport of boxing, and I can't believe you ducking this guy, and all of these things that are true. They are true, y'all. Again, this is no shots at anybody. These things are true. You guys enabled it. Y'all enabled it. You can't be mad at this man right now. You enabled it. This is where we should have started right here. Right here is where we should have started, where we should have said, nah, Tank, you bugging. Now you got to fight Gary, bro. This is a big-ass fight, bro. This is a huge fight. What are you doing, bro? What's wrong with bringing up a champion? He's a champion. You know the same thing y'all say about Lamont Roach right now? He's a champion. He's a champion. Gary Russell was a champion. Gervonta Tank Davis could have moved Gary Russell up from 126 to 130 and fought him. He was a champion. That excuse that y'all used for this man to fight Lamont Roach, it worked for this fight too. It worked. But of course, y'all didn't care at all because you were too busy glazing and praising. You were way too busy. And that's why Tank got stuck in his ways, believing that you guys had his back and he can glaze and praise anybody, and it didn't matter. It didn't matter, y'all, at all. He could just glaze and praise and nobody even cared whatsoever. He could just do whatever he wanted to do. Didn't matter. Absolute diabolical. But let's move on. Let's move on. See, there's another fighter named Tevin Farmer that you guys did the same exact thing to with Tevin Farmer. So Tevin Farmer ran down on Tank Davis. He didn't have no belt at this time. He had no belt, y'all. Ran down on Tank Davis trying to make a fight. Let's listen.
When I get on WC, are we going to unify it right away? Let's get it on camera. So, let's get it on camera.
That's a real chat right there.
Okay, listen.
Your heart that haven't been tested yet.
My heart hasn't been tested?
Never.
How my heart hasn't been tested?
Never.
I've been tested more than you.
Where your belt?
A belt.
So now it's a belt now. Where's your belt, he's saying? Where's your belt? I thought belts don't matter. Where's your belt? Where's your belt? That's a champion. Where's your belt? That's what he says. Where's your belt? But you guys enabled Tank. You enabled him when it came to duck other fighters talking about belts don't matter. Y'all enabled this man.
Don't make
Where
a
your
champion.
belt?
A
Where
belt
your
don't
belt?
make a champion. A
Shit.
belt don't listen.
Is he a champ?
Yeah, I'm a
You
champion.
got 4 losses.
Answer my question. Answer my
got 4
question.
losses.
Answer
He
my
from
question.
Philly. He a
Listen,
champ.
answer my question. Answer my question. When I get my WBC, are we going to unify? Right away. Right away.
So when he gets a belt, are we going to unify? That's what he said. And Tank said, yeah. And Tevin's like, right away, right away.
Right away. Right away.
I'm making that.
Right away. ASAP. After the 20th. Listen, go win. Go win. Go win 20th.
Now here comes the tough guy stuff, like you're going to do something. You're not going to do anything, bro. Nothing. Seriously, nothing. And all this stuff, you're not going to do anything, bro. Because if somebody was going to do something, they would have did it. Did it. Oh, hold me back, y'all. Hold me back, man. Hold me back, y'all. Y'all hold me back, man. Somebody hold me back, man. Y'all hold me back. Whatever y'all do, man. Hold me back. Hold me back. Oh, hold me back. If you was going to do something, you would have did it, y'all. You would have did it. Okay? You would have did it.
Don't touch me.
Now all the fake ass, that's fake as hell. Well, this is fake, bro. The man said, are we going to unify when I get a belt? And now you all in your feelings. Oh, don't touch me. Oh, you was touching all on him, though. But of course, you guys enabled this. You enabled it. You said nothing. You was A-okay with it. You enabled it. You thought it was funny. Oh, man, I tell you what, man. Tell you, Farmer. And then some other dude walks up on him. Some other dude, he was walking away. It wasn't like he was standing there. He was walking away. He wasn't trying to swing on Tevin Farmer. Tevin Farmer was just like, whatever, dude. He was walking away, and then some other guy runs up on him and grabs him. Grab him for what? He's walking away. Cornball stuff. Pure cornball. 100% pure cornball stuff. Anyways, let's fast forward back to where when they got back to close to each other to talk again. Let's fast forward back to this.
Are we going to unify when I get my belt, or we can fight before?
You gotta get the belt.
Okay.
So we're going to unify when I get my belt, or we can fight before. He says you got to get the belt.
If you want about me, you gotta get the belt. You gotta get the belt.
You walked up to me.
You gotta get the belt.
Listen, you walked up to me.
You got 4 losses.
Okay.
Why would I fight you?
So mind you, yet again, Tevin Farmer is pointing out, you walked up to me. I didn't walk up to you. You came to me. You walked up to me. So since you walked up to me, are we going to fight, bro? You came to me for something.
I wasn't taking this serious. The whole world know. The whole world know. Listen, hey, Tank Davis.
Why would I fight you?
Then why did you walk up to the dude? If you not going to fight him, why did you walk up to the dude? Especially when you just said, get a belt. He said, get a belt, and we can get a belt. You got to get it first, get a belt. That's what he said. Literally what he said. Verbatim, get a belt.
Why would I fight you?
Listen.
Why would I fight you? You got 4 losses.
That's your man, right?
You got
That's
4
your man.
losses.
Man, you talk. You want me to call you this weekend?
Who you with?
I'm with Luke.
You ain't no boss.
Make this happen.
What you talking about? You ain't no boss.
Go down.
What you talking about? You even make over 5 It's still fight.
Y'all condoned this. Y'all were cool with this.
I been did that.
Listen, you dudes in boxing since y'all was 6, 7, 8. I started at
That's why
19.
you will never beat
and I have
me.
respect.
If he will never beat you, then it shouldn't have been a problem making the fight.
You will never
I'm
beat me.
respected in
That's
this
why.
game already.
That's why.
What my
And I
losses?
showed you.
I'm
And I
respected.
showed you.
I'm respected. I'm respected. I'm respected.
you scared.
I was scared. Nigga, I get
Here we get back to the sparring. Again, y'all condoned this. Y'all were A-okay with this nonsense. You were A-okay. A-okay with all of this stuff. Let's get past all this stuff right here and get back to this, right? Let's go.
walked over to me, Sam.
Your time gonna come.
You walked over to me.
Gotta show up.
Once again, Tevin Farmer lets you know you walked over to him.
respected. I'm respected. I'm respected. I was scared. Nigga, I get paid for what I do. Nigga, that was dirty in your job. That was dirty in your job. That was dirty in your job to come to Philly.
You with us.
You walked over to me, Sam. You walked over to me.
You walked over to me. You walked over to me, and here he is talking about how your time's gonna come. You guys condoned this. Y'all were A-okay with it. You were just fine with it. Tevin Farmer don't deserve. Tevin Farmer didn't do blah, 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 yada, yada. But he walked over to Tevin. Tevin didn't walk to him.
Show up. Just show up when you.
Oh yeah.
Just show up when your time come, he says. Show up when your time come.
I'm gonna show up. 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 And the crazy thing about it is, when you fought with Joe.
When your time come, just show up, he says. I mean, this guy stayed acting weird to all the fighters who were competition to him. Y'all didn't even care. Y'all protected, you glazed, and you praised.
Hater.
I was gonna win.
You from the struggle where I'm from. I'm not a hater. I wanted you to win.
Well, now you got it.
But guess what? You got the belt.
Now you got it.
And then now I'm next.
No,
and then we gonna unify.
I hope you get it so we can fight.
I appreciate it.
I hope you get the belt so we can fight. I hope you get it. It's what Tank said. I hope you get the belt so we can fight. So now you need a belt to fight Tank Davis. Well, then you needed a belt to fight Tank. And you guys glazed and praised. You defended. You came out here in full. That's right, man. He don't got a belt. Tevin don't got a belt. What does Tevin do for Tank? He don't got a belt. He ain't got a belt. Get a belt. Tank told him to get a belt. You get a belt.
I like that.
Because you have it for a
I like that. Okay.
and not making nothing.
You keep saying that, but I have just listen.
Y'all the same way?
Worried about the amount of money that Tevin is making is crazy work. The only thing that you should be worried about is the amount of money you're going to make to fight Tevin. That is the only thing that should matter. What they're making is irrelevant. What are you making? That's what you should be worried about. If they're giving you a number that you want, doesn't matter what they're getting. The only thing that should matter is what you're getting. But boxing fans, y'all boxing fans, always pocket watching and then upset when fights don't get made. And then y'all start talking about the ops not getting paid as if it is the fight itself that makes the bag big. The fight itself. There are several fighters who have never been on pay-per-view that fought and they were big fights when they fought on pay-per-view. Several. Whole different conversation.
130. 130. I probably got more respect in the game than you.
You got a
I probably got more respect in this game than you do, man. I probably got more respect in this game than you do. Huh?
You got a whole bunch of big fights.
I'm telling you,
Like he said, when you get your opportunity, you do
I told him, go win May 20th. Don't worry about me. Don't walk over to me like I'm going to be so.
So he worried now about him getting a belt, y'all. That's the focus, is him getting a belt. After claiming now, hindsight is 2020, now belts don't matter. Belts don't matter, but we'll get to it in a little bit. But right now, he's worried about Tevin Farmer getting a belt. To deserve to fight Tank, you have to have a belt. Go get a belt. Well, Tevin Farmer got a belt.
What's up? We're gonna make it happen. 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 I'm trying to make it happen. You said get a belt. I got a belt.
He said get a belt. I got a belt. Ran down on Tank. Ran down on him. All in his face. You said get a belt. I got a belt.
I got this rap. ASAP. After the 20th. Don't touch me. After the 20th, let's go. After the 20th, let's go. After the 20th. Listen, make it happen. Listen, you said get a belt. I got a belt. You said I got a belt. I got a belt, nigga. I got a belt.
So he got a belt. Was the IBF champion. And what happened? Told him when we could fight and everything. What happened? Nothing. Not a damn thing. Nothing, y'all. Nothing. And what did y'all do? Tank don't need him. Tank don't need him. You don't need him. Who is Tevin Farmer? Tevin Farmer is nobody. There's more money. Go to the PBC. He gotta go to the PBC. Why is Tank gonna? Tank don't need to, and Tank don't gotta. That's what y'all did. The same people who he is talking about now, that is what y'all did. Well, let's see what happened after that. Well, let's listen.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right. I mean, the fight with Gervonta is just being talked about. He wants to go up to lightweight now. We expect him to do that.
Yeah.
Are you interested in that anymore? Are you fed up of it?
Yeah.
Now, mind you, they could have fought at 130. They didn't fight at 130, and he ended up moving up to lightweight. Don't worry, I'm going to address that here in a second. But let's just look and see. Let's listen to exactly what happened.
Yeah, I'm fed up with it, but I mean, the fight can still happen at 35. I can move up.
Yeah.
Wow. Tevin Farmer saying, I can move up to 135 to fight him. I'll move up to fight him. But he picked Lamont Roach instead of Tevin Farmer to move up and fight him. Pick Lamont Roach.
Yeah, I just feel like that fight should be for a world title, a big fight, because the fight is such a huge fight.
You're getting love, man.
Yeah. I feel like it's such a huge fight, so I feel like if I had to move to 35 and we can do it there, we can still do it.
It doesn't seem like they want to let Gervonta on the zone, so it seems like you'd have to go on their platform on Showtime for that.
So they didn't want to let Tank go to the zone. So Tevin Farmer was going to have to go to Showtime, to PBC and Showtime. Tank told this man to get a belt. He got a belt. And then they put another obstacle in the way and said, well, you got to come to Showtime. But that ain't it. Let's keep listening.
Fight to be made, though, Tevin.
Yeah. I mean, it depends on what my team say. If they want it over there or over here. But the thing is this, like, I would go over there, but they're not offering no money.
Now, you would think that's where the money was at. But mysteriously, it wasn't.
Like, they're not really offering no money for me to go over there.
Now, if you guys remember, this is when DAZN first broke into America. And they had $1 billion bag. And they were offering hella bread. Let's keep listening.
Like, if David had to come to the zone, we'll offer him a lot of money because he coming to us. So if I'm gonna go over there, you gotta offer me a lot of money too.
Just common sense. If you're gonna come over here to unify, we're gonna offer you a lot of money because you're coming over here to unify. But if I'm going over there to unify, then you have to do the same. If I'm going to go to your network, if I'm going to go to you, well, then offer me a lot of money. Because if you're coming over here, we're going to offer you a lot of money.
You're not going to offer me anything, I'm going to take it.
Eddie said that he'd pay Gervonta $5 million.
$5 million was the bottom line. It was not the only number. It was the bottom line. Listen for yourself.
He said $5 million first, then he said like 7, 8, or 9, whatever they negotiate. But he was willing to pay him big money, and he didn't take the fight. And then they come back and offer me $2 million. Like, that don't make sense.
Yes. So the bottom line that they was going to give Tank Davis was $5 million. That was his base. That was more money than he had made in any of his fights combined. He had not even made $1 million yet. All of his fights combined. He was going to make that. That's what they was going to give him. But of course, you guys don't care about none of that, though. None of that matters to y'all. You know, well, no, it's Tank Davis. This is Tank Davis. He can do what he want to do. And let me help y'all out before y'all start acting like, oh no, man, he was making so much money, man. He was making way more money. Here is what he was making. Yeah, see, this is his bag. Yes. Against Jose Pedraza, he made $75,000. And 40% pay-per-view. It was not a pay-per-view. Against Liam Walsh, he made $100,000 and 50% pay-per-view. It was not a pay-per-view fight. against Fonseca, he made $600,000 and 55% pay-per-view. It was not a pay-per-view. As a matter of fact, none of these were pay-per-views. None. Not one of these fights were pay-per-views. His first pay-per-view fight was Leo Santa Cruz. That was his first one. The next year, the COVID year. Yes, so if we look at this, just do some simple math. Liam and Fonseca, 700. Add 4, it's 11. Add 5, it's 15. 16. And add 7, you're looking at $2 million right there. That's what you're looking at. You're looking at roughly $2 million is what this man made. So if you want to combine everything, if he made $75,000 for his first title fight, then he didn't make nowhere near that for all of his fights before. Probably didn't even make 100K combined. So you're looking at his total when they offered him $5 million guaranteed at a base, the bottom $5 million. His total that he probably made his total career, probably $2.5 million. His whole career. $2.5 million his whole career is what he made his whole career when they offered him 5 at a minimum. 5 at a minimum to fight Tevin Farmer on DAZN. But of course, y'all don't really care about that. But let's keep listening.
What kind of offers have they been sending you?
None. Just the 2 million shit on social media. That was it.
That's all they sent him. That's it. That's all you get. You want to fight us? No problem. You'll come to Showtime, and we're going to give you $2 million, and that's it. He was making more than that fighting fucking bums and mandos. He was making more than $2 million, bro. More. He was actually making 3 to fight nobodies. He was making $3 million to fight nobodies. Seriously, he was making that to fight nobodies. So it's ironic to me that he was going to he made more money fighting nobodies than he was offered to fight Tank Davis.
Okay. And then what else is happening in the life of Tevin Farmer?
And that's all we needed to know because they started talking about what else was happening in his life. But let's talk about some stuff. You guys that protect, glaze, and praise this man for ducking Tevin Farmer. Y'all, I saw it. Y'all coming around, oh, they could never fight. It could have never happened. Well, I just showed you it could have happened. 100% could have happened. But let's just look at it. Gervonta Tank Davis fought Liam Walsh. January 27, Jose Pedraza, January 2017 for the IBF title. He then defended it against Liam Walsh in a mandatory in the UK. He then fought Fonseca and lost his belt on the scale. Lost it because he was fat. Then fought Jesus Cuellar, an absolute bum who hadn't fought in 2 years and was coming off a loss, a 2-year layoff and a loss, but yet Tank fought this guy for the WBA title, the vacant WBA Super, which wasn't even vacant. Whole different story. I've already went down that road. Then he fought Hugo Ruiz in a title defense, not a mandatory, a title defense. Then he fought Ricardo Nunez, not a mandatory, a title defense. Now, in this time period, Tevin Farmer fought Konnichiwa for the IBF title that Gervonta Tank Davis was stripped of. Right? It was a contested fight. Konnichiwa got the nod, and then he failed a drug test. And the fight was made a no contest. You know, sort of like Devin and Ryan. But of course, y'all don't care about that. His next fight was against Billy Dibb for the same IBF title, where he won it. Okay, so if we're looking over here at Gervonta Tank Davis, all right, we can remove Jose Pedraza. We can remove Liam Walsh, and we can remove Fonseca. Actually, let's keep all of these for a second. because I'm going to like this here in a second. And y'all might too. It's a name I got to point out. His next fight was Tevin Farmer, was James Tennyson. This was his first title defense. Next title defense, Francisco Fonseca. Yeah, that was his next title defense. The guy that Gervonta fought and lost his belt on the scale, his IBF title, lost it on the scale. Because he was fat, came in overweight, fought this guy overweight. Tevin Farmer gave him another title shot where he had coming off of 3 losses. 3 victories back to back to back, something like that. 3 straight victories. Because he was 19-0-1 when he fought Tank, but he was 22-1-1 when he fought Tevin Farmer. So he lost to Tank, had 3 straight victories, and then fought Tevin Farmer and lost to Tevin Farmer. Tevin Farmer then went on to fight Jono Carroll, another title defense. And then he defended it again, FRANKWARREN. Now, we'll go back now, right? So now we can get rid of Pedraza. We can get rid of Liam Walsh. We can get rid of Fonseca. Because when he beat Jesus Cuellar, he became the WBA champion. He defended it against Hugo Ruiz and Ricardo Nunez. Now, what we can do with Tevin is we can get rid of Konichiwa Ogawa. He won the title against Billy Dib. August 2018. So, let's go ahead and marry these up, shall we? Because if he won this title, right there, then that means in April of 2018, when Tevin Farmer, when he won the belt from Billy Dib, Gervonta could have fought him next. Well, Tevin Farmer fought James Tennyson in October 2018, which means Tank could have fought Tevin Farmer. He didn't fight until February of 2019. The next fight, Tevin Farmer fought Francisco Fonseca. So in either one of these fights with James Tennyson or Fonseca, Tank could have fought Tevin Farmer and unified the WBA and the IBF. Could have fought in either one of them. But when Tevin fought Jono Carroll, let's even that up right there. When he fought Jono Carroll, he fought Jono Carroll in March, the month after Gervonta Tank Davis fought Hugo Ruiz, which means that he could have fought Tevin Farmer instead of Hugo Ruiz. Well, then let's look at this last one right here, shall we? See that last one right there where Tevin Farmer fought FRANKWARREN in July of 2019. On the 27th of July, 2019. It seems to me that Tank Davis fought Ricardo Nunez on the exact same day. The same day. July 27th, 2019. So instead of unifying with Tevin Farmer on July 27th, 2019, you fought Ricardo Nunez for nothing on July 27th, 2019. You blatantly ducked Tevin Farmer. Blatantly. And you would have made more money fighting Tevin Farmer than you would have fighting Ricardo Nunez. Maybe we should bring those purses up again so you can see Jesus Cuellar, Hugo Ruiz, and Ricardo Nunez. See, these are these. Jesus Cuellar, Hugo Ruiz, and Ricardo Nunez. The man made 1.65 million. So for 3 fights, he made 1.65 million in 3 fights. He could have made 5 million in 1 fight with Tevin Farmer. Just one. He turned down 5 million at a minimum for 1.65. FYI, Tevin Farmer was making more money than Gervonta Tank Davis was. Tevin Farmer was making more. His guarantee was more on DAZN than Tank Davis's guarantees were with Showtime and PBC. But of course y'all don't care about that. Yeah, that doesn't matter. Who cares about that? But who cares? Who cares, y'all? Who cares? At that time, DAZN was throwing out bags. And they could have paid big bags to Tank Davis. But he didn't want it. He didn't want it. Didn't want it at all. But it is what it is. This is Tevin Farmer that this man ducked. And you know what y'all did? Y'all glazed and praised. You had no problem. No, he can't fight Tevin Farmer, BF. No, it's not true, BF. He can't fight Tevin Farmer. Nah, man. Tevin, no. No, BF. Nah. We gotta. No, Tevin Farmer. Who's Tevin Farmer? That's what y'all did. So with Gervonta Tank Davis right now, looking at y'all some type of way, it's because you guys enabled him. And we move on to Vasyl Lomachenko. Because there was hella enabling in this. I mean, absolute ultra instinct enabling. So let's just get to it, why don't we?
Do you feel you're going to stay at 135 for kind of the remainder of your career, and you see yourself moving up?
Maybe after 135 I go down 130 one more time and try organize a fight with Gervonta Davis or something.
So I might go down to try to organize a fight with Gervonta Tank Davis. Let's run that back.
Do you feel you're going to stay at 135 for kind of the remainder of your career, and you see yourself?
Do you feel like you're going to stay at 135? He had already moved up now. Do you feel like you're going to stay at 135 for the remainder of your career?
Maybe after 135 I go down 130 one more time and try organize a fight with Gervonta Davis or something.
Maybe I'll go back down to try to organize a fight with Tank Davis, but he didn't have to because Tank ended up moving up.
Very tough fighters.
What response, or what did you think of the response of Davis, and then when you called him like a businessman and all that, about their response? What did you think about their response?
Что ты думаешь на то, что он ответил, когда ты его сказал, что он бизнесмен?
But it's the truth. It's all people knows. So no, it's the truth.
So Loma called this man a businessman. You're not a fighter, bro. You're a businessman. Businessman. Because they did an interview with this man and asked him about, fighting Tank Davis, and he said he'll fight him for free. But why didn't Tank want to fight me when I was at 130? I'm at 135 right now. Why didn't he want to fight me when I was at 130? We could have fought at 130. Why is he saying anything? We could have fought at 130. We could have been fought at 130. He didn't want to fight me at 130.
I can't fight with him free. I don't need the money. I can for my goal.
I don't need the money. I can fight with him for free.
But he never step in the ring free.
But he'll never step in the ring for free.
Never.
Is that frustrating for you? I mean, because you want...
Well, this was when he was at 135. Let's look at 130.
Both round with the heads.
Okay. My question to you is, obviously you called out Mikey Garcia after the fight, but earlier in the week you mentioned Gervonta Davis and you mentioned how you would fight him for free. Obviously we know, you wouldn't actually fight him for free, but what are your thoughts on Gervonta Davis and a possible matchup? Because many people...
Ask Floyd Mayweather. He said the kid isn't ready yet for the fight. Floyd Mayweather is his promoter. Floyd Mayweather, of anybody, Jr., knows about boxing. The question of whether Gervonta Davis is ready to fight a master like Loma should be put to Floyd Mayweather Jr. Let him answer that question. But don't ask stupid stuff about Gervonta Davis when his promoter says he's not ready.
Well, that is what Bob Arum said about Floyd Mayweather. Well, let's hear him ourselves.
And the world champion that he beat went to the Olympics. He has no amateur background. He wasn't even ranked in the top 10 and became world champion. He's two-time world champion, and he don't even have, 22 fights. So this is unbelievable. There's no rush. You're a remarkable fighter. I'm behind you no matter what nobody say. Your job is to go out there and fight and keep making them 7-figure paydays, and we move you up to 8-figure paydays and then 9 figures.
That huge fight, they think it'll be Lomachenko. Do you think that will be the huge fight for you?
It's time for us to move and talk right here.
He brought up Lomachenko, and as soon as he brought up Lomachenko, it's like, it's time for us to move. It's time for us to move and talk over here somewhere else. Time for us to go right quick.
Like I said before, we're not going to call no particular fighter out, and it's not like we ducking or dodging anyone. Lomachenko has to fight as many fights as possible extremely quick because he's very, very old. Tank is probably 10 years or 11 years younger than Lomachenko. Lomachenko will be 40 before you know it.
So now he's talking about he's 10 years or less, whatever years younger and blah, 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 and he'll be 40 before he know it. Now he's making up excuses on why Tank don't got to fight him.
There's no rush, Tank.
No rush, Tank.
Job is to continue to go out there and do what you're doing. You making the same money Lomachenko is
back to the amount of money when Lomachenko said, bro, I'll fight this man for free. He'll never step in the ring for nothing like that. Never. I would. He never would.
Make it. And you're doing it easier.
And you're doing it easier. Sounds to me like you're fighting a lesser competition. But whatever about that, because you know they'll bring up Jose Pedraza.
Lomachenko just fought, and Lomachenko is a hell of a fighter, and I like Lomachenko. But the guy, after Tank went out there and beat the champion up, Lomachenko fought Tank leftovers and with the distance.
Now it's leftovers now. It's leftovers. They're leftovers now. And he's talking about Pedraza. Leftovers. Well, if Lomachenko went the distance with your leftovers, then that should be an easy bag to make. So how are you putting this out there as if just because Lomachenko went the distance with Pedraza and Tank stopped Pedraza, that somehow means that Tank don't have to fight him? Kind of confused because Jesus Cuellar went the distance with Abner Mares and lost. But you still fought Jesus Cuellar. Huh.
And guess what? Tank didn't have to go to the Olympics. Tank didn't have to fight 300 amateur fights. Tank didn't have to fight 400 amateur fights. Tank gonna go out there and get the job done. This right here, he's the real one.
And here we are with the glazing praise, but nowhere in there did anything that he say is about how they want this fight next or at all. Bro, Tank Davis got threatened by Floyd Mayweather when they was beefing because he smashed Floyd's daughter. They was beefing and Tank threatened him with fighting Lomachenko, and the man said, they're trying to set me up. Tank said they're trying to set me up. How are they setting you up by putting you in with a fighter where he fought your leftovers and with the distance? But again, you guys defended, you glazed, you praised. But there's more. So let's just look at this for what it is. When Lomachenko got to 130, he fought Rocky Martinez for the WBO strap. He then beat Nicholas Walters. He then beat Jason Sosa. He then beat Miguel Mariaga. And then he beat Guillermo Rigondeaux. Those are the fights he fought at 130. Gervonta Tank Davis beat Jose Pedraza. He then beat Liam Walsh. He then beat Fonseca. He then beat Jesus Cuellar. Now, I stopped at Jesus Cuellar because he fought 2 more fights after that. But I stopped at Jesus Cuellar because Lomachenko had moved up in December of 2017. That was his last fight against Guillermo Rigondeaux. He had moved up. Lomachenko, when he won the strap, right? Lomachenko was already the champion. So you see he fought Nicholas Walters in November. In January is when Gervonta fought Pedraza. So in January, this was a unification right now. So when he fought Nicholas Walters and Tank fought Pedraza, when Tank became the champion, That was a unification fight. They could have fought next, but instead of it next, Tank fought Liam Walsh. They could have absolutely skipped Liam Walsh. Absolutely. Because there was no purse bid, nothing like that. Yes, he was the mandatory. Yes, the IBF does not play with Mandos. They don't mess around with Mandos. But unifications trump mandatories in every sanctioning body. And as long as there was no purse bid called, they could have did the unification. Meaning Lomachenko and Gervonta Tank Davis could have fought next. Lomachenko fought in April against Jason Sosa. Tank fought in May. They could have absolutely fought right then. Instead of Jason Sosa and Liam Walsh, it would have been Tank and Lomachenko. They wanted no smoke with Lomachenko. Zero. And was running around here. Now, and I'm on record saying, what offer did they send to Tank Davis? They didn't send any to Tank Davis. But Tevin Farmer did. How did that work out? Tevin Farmer gave that man a $5 million guaranteed as a baseline. Eddie Hearn said 6, 7, 8, depending on what we negotiate. But 5 is the minimum. That is the minimum you're going to get, which was more than all the money he had made combined. And they turned that down. So what makes anybody think if Loma would have gave them an offer, they would have accepted it? Now, again, they still could have. They didn't. They didn't. But what did Tank give them? Nothing. Didn't give him a damn thing. What did Floyd Mayweather give them? Nothing. The man said, he's almost 40. He'll be 40 before you know it. We don't have to rush. You are already trying to age the man out. Already. Yeah, you could have fought this man instead of Jason Sosa. Look at the next fight. You fought in August against Miguel Mariaga for Lomachenko. Gervonta fought in August against Fonseca. They both fought in the same month. Yet again, he had just fought Tevin, a guy in the same day as Tevin Farmer. He now fought in the same month as Lomachenko. Same exact month. So instead of this man fighting Fonseca at all, he could have fought, matter of fact, he wouldn't even have to worry about it, because had he fought Gervonta Tank Davis instead of Liam Walsh, had he fought Lomachenko instead of Liam Walsh, it would have been a unification. The IBF waives their 10-pound weight limit. They waive it. They waive their 10-pound rehydration stuff. Yes. He might not even have to fight Fonseca, bro. At all. He could have fought Liam Walsh. Not Fonseca. He could have fought Liam Walsh, bro. The unified champion, Tank Davis, the WBA, the IBF and the WBO unified champion goes to the UK and defends his unified straps against Liam Walsh. Y'all wouldn't have been fighting behind Popeyes. No, you would have had to go to at least Twattenham or Dumbledore. Y'all fought in the arena that seats 7,000 people. You could have at least fought in Cardiff, at least. Because now you're a unified champion and you just beat Lomachenko. But you ducked Lomachenko. And what did y'all do? Y'all glazed, you praised, you gave the man a pass. Glazed and praised and gave the man a pass. Ducked that man when he got to 135. He could have fought Lomachenko up then. Never even tried. Waited until this man had losses against Devin and against Teofimo Lopez and looked not too good against Jermaine Ortiz. And then all of a sudden, here's an offer. Fight me now. You're almost 40. You having back issues and feet issues. Fight me now. And then all the Tankamaniacs. Oh, Loma duck, man. Tank sent him an offer. Well, Loma was still with Top Rank. So how could you send Lomachenko an offer when he was still with Top Rank and you couldn't send him an offer before? Oh, it was Floyd Mayweather. You left Floyd Mayweather in 2022. You sent this man an offer in 2024. For 2 years, you could have sent this man an offer and you didn't. For 2 years. But let me guess, that doesn't matter. To Tank fans say, oh, it doesn't matter, man. Doesn't matter. And now y'all get mad when he comes around and says y'all are two-faced. Now y'all are mad now. When you guys are calling him out for his moves, when y'all never called him out for any of his moves before, and now all of a sudden y'all are mad. But let's keep going, because there's more, bro. So let's keep going. Yeah, because this one right here, y'all already know this is probably the worst. Man, he ducked the hell out of DEVINHANEY. Ducked the hell out of him, but y'all don't even care, but it's all good. Let's get to it. So when Gervonta Tank Davis moved up, he could have fought Devin Haney right away. Instead of fighting Devin Haney, he ducked Devin Haney and fought Yuriorkis Gamboa for a vacant title, and then had the audacity to get mad and say Devin's an email champion when Devin fought Alfredo Santiago and Zaur Abduliev for the WBC interim status. Well, he fought for the interim status, so he was already the champion, and then he was elevated to the full champion. But he had already fought for the interim status. But, you know, y'all don't really care about none of that stuff. Y'all just make up whatever y'all want to make up. But it's so crazy to me that Gervonta Tank Davis admitted that he was the mandatory.
And they're fights people have been talking about for a while now. And it's, you know, looked up last night, and you're the mandatory for Devin Haney's title. But...
So you looked up last night, and you're the mandatory for Devin Haney's title. And he said, yeah. Then he went to get the capping on some nonsense or whatever the case may be. And y'all already know how this one plays out, man. It's the normal skullduggery, the normal crap and cap that they do on a constant basis. It is what it is. So Devin had been calling for this man over and over again. They've been calling this man little monkey nigga and all kinds of stuff. And they brought, now the sparring jumps into place and all these different things. Devin says he's willing to fight this man. The man don't want to fight him. Instead of fighting Devin, he fights Gamboa. And then after fighting Gamboa, instead of fighting Devin, he drops down to fight Leo Santa Cruz. And then instead of fighting Devin again, he moves past 135 and goes to 140 to fight Mario Barrios. And then of fighting Devin Haney, he drops back down. Now he's fighting his mandatory because the WBA said you're at 140, so you're either going to fight your mandatory in Alberto Puello or you'll drop back down to 135 and fight your mandatory in Rolly Romero. So he goes to fight his mandatory in Rolly Romero, and you know Rolly has his issue. So then in comes, don't worry about it, we'll speak about it, but listen to what Devin had to say.
Tank don't want to fight because if he really wanted to fight, then he would be trying to build up the fight instead of trying to knock it down or try to say, oh, I'm only selling because of this or because of that. If he really wanted to fight me, he would be making it that it's a big fight and it's the best fight for boxing. But he only talked down on the fight. But like I said many times, they say everything but let's fight.
Everything but let's fight. Everything but let's fight. Man's running around doing interviews after this, interviews after that, interview after that, interview after that, doing some of the most sucker interviews that you will ever hear. Man comes out after Devin becomes undisputed, the only undisputed, comes out and says some goofy ass stuff like this.
When I say up and down in sport, it's like a lot of people don't know. 3 and 4 people in my weight class that have been undisputed.
No, they have not. 3 and 4 people in your weight class have not been undisputed. Vasyl Lomachenko was not undisputed. Teofimo Lopez was not undisputed. George Kambosos was not undisputed. There has only been one undisputed champion during your tenure at 35. There has only been one undisputed champion in the 4-belt era at 135, and his name is Devin Haney. He is the only one. It was a dispute with Vasyl Lomachenko because Vasyl Lomachenko and Teofimo Lopez were fighting for the WBC franchise status, which was not supposed to be able to be transferred. Once you became the franchise champion, that status was supposed to belong to you. Teofimo Lopez petitioned for it to be transferable. Once they said, okay, we changed the rules and we'll make it transferable, Devin Haney was the real WBC champion. Vasyl was the franchise champion. The franchise status was transferred to Teofimo Lopez when he beat Lomachenko. So he had 3 belts, not 4. He had 3. The WBC, the WBA, the WBO, and the IBF. The WBC franchise status is not a real belt. It's a status, which is why it's gone right now. Doesn't exist. It was not undisputed. So when Teofimo Lopez lost to George Kambosos got the WBA, the WBO, and the IBF and the franchise status. When Devin beat George Kambosos, Devin unified all the belts to become undisputed. Unified them all. So now Devin, who was the WBC champion, is now the WBO, WBA, IBF, and franchise. And then he scrapped the franchise. So there was just now 4 belts and no status. So when he says this just to duck Devin. But Devin told this guy, listen, bro, you're fighting. Rolly Romero fell through. I'll fight. As a matter of fact, let's just bring these up, right? Because during this time, Gervonta Tank Davis fought Gamboa. He fought Leo Santa Cruz, where he moved back down instead of fighting Devin, right? He moved back down. Then he moved back up and fought Mario Barrios past 135. And then he came back down and he fought Isaac Cruz because Rolly Romero, well, he was supposed to fight Rolly and defend his first mandatory, his only mandatory at 35. He was supposed to do that, but Rolly Romero had an issue which they ended up scrapping. So then his next fight was Rolly Romero. And then after Rolly Romero, he fought Hector Garcia. Now, I stop right here for a reason, and let me show you. Devin beat Alfredo Santiago. That's where he became the interim champion. When he beat Alfredo Santiago when he became a WBC champion, because he was already the interim champion when he beat Zaur Abduliev. Alfredo Santiago is who he beat when he was elevated, because as the interim champion, he was supposed to be fighting for the belt. When Lomachenko got the franchise status, Devin was elevated to the full champion. It was as if Lomachenko dropped the belts altogether, of which, if you look at it, he literally did. He vacated the WBC title, which is why Devin was elevated. So his first title defense was against Yuriorkis Gamboa. His next title defense was against Jorge Linares. Look at the dates. His next title defense was against Jojo Diaz. His next title defense was against George Kambosos, where he defended his WBC and unified and became undisputed. His next one's against George Kambosos again, and then he fought Vasil Lomachenko. Now let's look at these dates. 2019, Alfredo Santiago. All right. 2019, Gamboa for Tank Davis. Now, his first fight against Gamboa and Devin's first fight against Alfredo Santiago, those fights could have been scrapped, yo. Devin could have fought Gervonta Tank Davis for the WBC title. Just in case you guys are curious, because Gervonta was ranked number 1 in the WBC. That's why they said, you're Devin Haney's mandatory. Right? He could have fought Devin Haney right there. He chose not to, and he chose to fight Yuriorkis Gamboa. Either him or his team. Whatever y'all want to claim, because you guys who glazed and praised and protected and defended said, no, BF, he can't do it, BF. No, it's Floyd Mayweather, BF. It's Floyd. He can't do it. No, it's not him. He'll fight anybody. No, it's... But then he went on to do his moves. Now, so Alfredo Santiago and Yuriorkis Gamboa, Tank and Devin could have fought right then for the WBC title. The next fight, where this man fought Leo Santa Cruz in October, and the following month, in November, Devin Haney fought Gamboa. Meaning that Gervonta Tank Davis and Devin Haney could have fought on both of their first pay-per-view right then. But instead, this man broke bread with a Mexican instead of a black guy. Yet you guys will run around here in a heartbeat telling me, oh man, you gotta support the black man, stand up for your rights, stand up for your, I'm black, y'all, and I'm black, y'all, and I'm biggity black, and I'm black, y'all. Y'all be the first motherfuckers to do that, but yet here this man could have did his first pay-per-view with Devin Haney. But instead, he did his first pay-per-view with Leo Santa Cruz. Okay, then you look at their next fight. This man moved up again to 140 and fought Mario Barrios. In June, the month before that, Devin fought Jorge Linares. He gave Mario Barrios his first pay-per-view. He could have gave Devin Haney his first pay-per-view instead of giving Mario Barrios another other. But he gave him his first pay-per-view. Yeah, gave him his first pay-per-view. Look at the next fight. The next one, he fought December 5th. On a Sunday, 2021, Devin fought December 4th on a Saturday, 2021. So Devin fought literally the day before. Devin moved this man off of his date. This man fought Isaac Pitbull Cruz in a replacement when Devin was willing to fight him. He was willing to fight him on short notice. Tank turned him down. Oh, no, Devin wasn't going to do that. Wow, Devin had to drop his belts. He only had one belt. He hadn't fought George Kambosos yet. He only had one belt. One belt. He was defending his WBC title against his WBC mandatory Jojo Diaz, who was the WBC interim champion. The same thing that Devin was before Devin beat Alfredo Santiago. But y'all don't say nothing to George Kambosos. I mean to Jojo Diaz at all. You just go with Devin. Because y'all glaze, y'all praise, and y'all protected Gervonta Tank Davis. Now, I am showing you now 4 separate occasions where he could have fought Devin Haney. 4. Now, you look at Rolly Romero. That was his mandatory. He fought him in 2022. Devin fought George Kambosos the following month. He fought Rolly Romero in May. Devin fought George Kambosos and became undisputed in June. Oh, Devin can't fight. Devin's got a 3-fight thing with Top Rank. He can't fight. Yeah, he did, but it was contingent upon him having the belts. He was willing to drop the belts to fight Gervonta Tank Davis. And you know what Tank fans said? No, it's not true, because if he was willing to fight Tank, he would drop the belts to prove it. What type of stupid ass statement is that? But that's why Tank is looking at y'all now like y'all are two-faced and y'all turned on him. Because you was willing to tell Devin, just to prove that he wants to fight Tank, to drop his belts with no guarantee he would even get a Tank fight. No guarantee whatsoever. Just drop your belts. You drop your belts, and that will prove to us that you really want to fight Tank Davis. Because you'll drop your belts to prove it. With no guarantee, no contract, no nothing. Now, if Tank would have sent him a contract and he didn't drop his belts, that's a whole different story. But he asked for a contract and told you he would do it. Told you. Told the world I'll throw him in the ocean. He didn't get nothing. Not near, not an offer. Not a damn thing. He got nothing. So then he rematched George Kambosos. You did nothing. Yet again did nothing. So then he fought Vasil Lomachenko. And you fought Hector Garcia. You did nothing. Oh, nah, he couldn't get out of that. He had to fight Lomachenko. He said he wanted to, BF. He said, yes, he said he wanted to fight Lomachenko. Because he'd been calling out Lomachenko before Gervonta Tank Davis even got to the weight class. Or did y'all forget that he was calling out Lomachenko in 2018? When he was DMing the man, telling him to fight me. Maybe y'all forgot that. When Gervonta Tank Davis in 2018, Gervonta Tank Davis was still fighting at 130. Ducking Lomachenko and ducking Tevin Farmer. And ducking Gary Russell. Yeah, he wasn't even at 135 until 2019. And 2018, Devin was calling out Lomachenko. So yes, he wanted to fight Lomachenko. But y'all used that as an excuse to protect Tank Davis. So why wouldn't Tank look at y'all now and say, y'all turned on me? Because when I ducked Gary Russell, y'all protected me. When I ducked Tevin Farmer, y'all protected me. When I ducked Lomachenko, y'all protected me. So now that I'm ducking Devin Haney, y'all should be protecting me still. And y'all did protect him. But I digress. Let's keep going, shall we? Teofimo Lopez. Teofimo Lopez, y'all. Once again, yet again, another damn duck. Teofimo Lopez. And they say, oh, nah, he ain't never ducked Teofimo Lopez. Not a near, not a day in this man's life. He ain't never ducked Teofimo Lopez. Yes, he did. Teofimo Lopez was the WBA, the WBO, the IBF, and the WBC franchise champion. That is what he was, y'all. Gervonta Tank Davis was the WBA regular. That's all he's ever been. And he wasn't even that. But whatever. You guys are going to run with what y'all want to run with. This man once again regurgitated the same stupid ass statement.
Was when I say up and down in sport, it's like a lot of people don't know, but it been 3 and 4 people in my weight class that been undisputed.
No. Once again, there was not 3 and 4 people in your weight class that was undisputed. Devin Haney had the WBC title. Teofimo Lopez had the franchise belt. But what did Teofimo Lopez say?
You mentioned Gervonta, but I said, Gervonta, give me a fight. Yeah. Is that the fight you want the most? What do you want to say?
He ain't fighting. I ain't fighting. What's up?
Say again?
He's not fighting. I ain't fighting. What's up?
He's got a November date and a December date. Could you make that date?
Are you ready? Nah. I don't know. I don't know. Am I ready?
Why do you
Tank ain't fighting. I'm not fighting. What's up? At this particular time, there is absolutely no way that this man could send Tank Davis an offer. Tank Davis was the A side, and Leonard Ellerbe had already said, if and when we want to fight somebody, we will be the ones to send offers. So there was nothing that Tio can do but call this man out. Nothing. And it wasn't even the last time, y'all.
It was a great fight. Rolando Romero was winning the fight until that punch.
How did you score?
I scored it 4-0, or what was it, 5?
It went to
the 6.
So you didn't get 1 round stink?
Nah, just because you counter once or twice don't mean you won the fight or the round.
What do you think should be next for Tank?
Whoever you want. Shit, me. Come on.
Tio. So Tio said that Rolly was beating Tank Davis that entire fight until that punch. And he says, me, fight me, let's get it. Fight me.
He looked too light at 145?
Nah, he looked too light at 35.
So Tio, you said you and Tank at 140?
Yeah, he looked too light at 35.
What do you think?
Tank looks too light at 135. Me and you at 140.
He probably thanked me for that. Huh?
And he'll probably thank you for that. Huh. I wonder if it could have happened. Teofimo Lopez beat Richard Comey in December 2019. Next fight was Vasyl Lomachenko, unifying 3 belts, 2020. Next fight, he had a couple of fights. He lost with Kambosos, but the next relevant fight, right after he lost, he moved up to 140. He was Josh Taylor, that one. Then his next fight, he fought Jermaine Ortiz. Then his next fight, he fought Steve Claggett. June 2024. Well, Gervonta fought Frank Martin in the exact same month. So why didn't he just fight Teofimo Lopez instead of Frank Martin? Oh, come on, man. It was at 135, 140, such a small guy, a tiny guy, blah, 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 blah. Keep that in mind. Yeah, keep that in your mind. Because this man has said on multiple occasions that he'll go to 140. Multiple occasions. He has said on multiple occasions that, bro, you guys, the fans, y'all are the ones that are talking about he's so small. He's not saying that at all. You guys are saying that. This man is on record saying, bro, I knock out heavyweights. Why you guys keep talking about I'm this and I'm that, bro? I knock out heavyweights. What are you talking about, bro? I'm not saying this. It is y'all, the fans, that glaze and praise and protected this man, talking about how little he is, how tiny he is. It is you guys that did this. And that's why he is saying, you guys are the ones that turned on me. You guys are the ones that switched up on me. You guys are the ones that said these things to me. Y'all. You guys are the ones that are ducking this and ducking that. Not me. It is you guys doing it. I'm the same person. So when he is saying yet again that y'all switched up on him, he's correct. Because y'all did. Y'all weren't smashing the gas on this man saying he's avoiding Teofimo Lopez. Nah, y'all were A-okay with this man fighting Frank Martin in the exact same month that Teofimo Lopez fought Steve Claggett at 140, the same month where Tank could have moved up and fought this man. Y'all protected it. Y'all defended it. I digress. Let's keep going. George Kambosos. No, BF, it's not true, BF. He didn't do anything with George Kambosos. He would never duck George Kambosos. Well. George Kambosos beat Teofimo Lopez and called out Gervonta Tank Davis. And then called him out again. Said he wanted to fight him in Australia. Gervonta Tank Davis gave y'all the same dumbass statement.
Was when I say up and down in sport, it's like a lot of people don't know it, but it been 3 and 4 people in my weight class that been undisputed.
No, they weren't. No, they weren't. I done went over this twice already. Let's do it for a third time. George Kambosos was the WBO, the WBA, the IBF, and the WBC franchise. Devin Haney was the WBC champion. That is the reason why when Devin Haney beat George Kambosos, Devin Haney became undisputed. George Kambosos was not undisputed. He was unified. He was the Ring Magazine lineal unified champion of the world. The same thing that Teofimo Lopez was. That's all he was. But let's talk about it.
I really like the Gervonta Davis fight. I think styles-wise, a lot of people saying he's too explosive, he'll knock me out, whatever. They said the same thing with Teofimo Lopez. So I think styles-wise, me and him is a shootout. I can take a shot. I got a chin on me. I'm very explosive as well. I throw a lot of punches in bunches. And when I take someone's confidence away from them, when they can't take me out, and keep coming and keep breaking them down.
So George Kambosos called out Gervonta Tank Davis. Called him out. That's the fight he said he wanted. Now, what did Gervonta Tank Davis say when he was talking about those belts and George Kambosos?
Quick, you and Kambosos, what happens, Tank? I'm whooping that ass. Tell him come see me. How about you and Isaac Cruz? I ain't got to tell him hold the belts. I'll whoop his ass for free. Easy work. No, not for free, but not for them damn belts.
So, when he's talking about, I mean, what you guys don't know, there's been 3 and 4 fighters that been undisputed. You could have been 4 in your ignorant statement. That's not true. You could have been 4, but see, you turned that down. You told him to keep the belts. Said, and what would you be fighting them for? So you want to give the white guy money. Oh, you'll give George Kambosos a bag, but you won't fight the black guys. Well, he fought Devin Haney in June of 2022. You fought Hector. You could have fought George Kambosos. You could have fought George Kambosos. So when George Kambosos beat Teofimo Lopez, Devin was his next fight. You could have fought him. You could have fought George Kambosos. You didn't. You fought Hector Luis Garcia. Well, what did Hector give you that George Kambosos didn't? Very confused. And y'all say, well, what does that have to do with anything, BF? Because that's 2023 in January. He had fought him in June because before that he fought Rolly Romero. Rolly Romero was his mandatory. But unifications trump mandos. Fought Rolly Romero in May 2022. He fought Devin in June the following month. Meaning, the guy that wanted to fight you, you could have skipped your mandatory with Rolly Romero or postponed it and then fought George Kambosos for all the straps except for the WBC. You would have been the WBA, you would have been the WBO, the IBF, the WBC franchise, and the Ring Lineal Champion. Something you've never been. You would have been all of those had you postponed. And then your next fight would have been Rolly Romero. That would have been your next fight. And you would have never had to fight Devin, because Devin would have been your mandatory. You as the franchise champion don't have a WBC mandatory. You have a WBO, a WBA, WB, and an IBF. You don't have, if you would have been a WBC franchise, you have no manda. None. All the belts would have belonged to you except for the WBC title. And you being the weirdo that you are and having the delusional fan base that y'all have, y'all would have claimed that he was undisputed. You would have claimed this man was undisputed. He ain't got to fight Devin. He don't blah, 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 yada, yada, yada. Because y'all been glazing and praising and protecting this man all this time. He blatantly ducked George Kambosos. But let's not stop there. Let's not stop in the protection that y'all gave this man when he said, leave the belts. But then told y'all, you don't know, with the sad music, there's been 3 or 4 guys that have been undisputed. With the sad music and the sad face. Whatever. Well, let's get into Shakur Stevenson's duck. Yeah, because you ducked the hell out of Shakur Stevenson. Ducked the hell out of this man. Ducked the hell out of this man. And when we sit here and we wonder, what's going on? Why is this man ducking? Like real boxing fans will wonder why this man ducking. We would think that. But Tankamaniacs and Tank Protectors, the guys that Tank is talking about when he is saying, bro, you guys defended me all this time. So why are you, if you defended me all this time, why do you now have a beef with the moves that I'm making now if you defended me all this time? I mean, Shakur Stevenson came out, he called this man out the same time he called out Devin. He said, Devin is the fight I want for legacy. Tank is the fight I want for the bread. I want to fight both of these guys, but the guy he's been focused on adamantly is Tank Davis. 100% adamantly. I mean, he's been going at this man over and over and over again. Dude came out and told y'all this.
Say, man, look, man. Your beef is not with Floyd Mayweather. You sitting here beefing with Floyd. It's a fighter out here that's been calling your name that want to fight you. Gervonta Tank Davis, let's make the fight happen, man. I'm tired of tweeting. I'm tired of talking about it. Stop ducking me and let's make the fight happen, man. Come on.
The man said, stop ducking me and let's make the fight happen. That's what he said. They asked Gervonta Tank Davis, hey, man, got a 6-7 fight deal. What we doing?
6-7 more fights, and I'm naming names. One of the guys, obviously, you and Shakur got into it on Twitter. You was like,
yeah,
you wanted them 6 or 7.
Yeah, he's definitely one of them.
For sure?
Yeah, he's definitely one of them.
He's definitely one of them. He's definitely one of them, y'all. For sure. For sure. Yeah, he's definitely one of them, y'all. Definitely. It's definitely happening, y'all.
Do you pick, like, what order is in, or you just, like, whenever it happens, it happens?
Yeah, whenever, because, you know, he on a different side, so him saying, let's fight, he know that we ain't fighting right now.
Because of the opposite side.
Right, because...
So now it's the sides of the street. But I guess that only mattered with Terrence Crawford and Errol Spence. I digress. For some strange reason, the size of the street didn't matter when this man sent an offer to Lomachenko. Because Lomachenko was still with Top Rank when he was saying this. So why didn't it matter for Lomachenko? Why didn't it matter to send an offer for Lomachenko? But it did matter to send one for Shakur Stevenson. What was the difference in they were both with Top Rank. What was the difference?
It's his people. He know that. He just, even him, Floyd making him do that video.
Yeah.
He made that video and Floyd sent it. I mean,
you think that was a Floyd joint?
He made the video and sent it to Floyd.
Oh, so Floyd
posted
it. Yeah.
Like, you get what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And you know that. Come on, bro. It's a lot.
Nah.
It's a lot. It's a lot of ducking. You're scared to death of Shakur Stevenson.
For sure. Do you think that's going to be your hardest fight?
Hell no.
So it won't be your hardest fight, but you just won't fight the man. But it won't be your hardest fight at all. Okay.
Nah.
Wow.
Because he a good boxer, nigga. Like, that's when I look at y'all two as the best in the division.
How? Show me something that he did spectacular. Show me something that he did outrageous. Show me. His power not outrageous.
Okay.
What defense?
You think he got defense?
So he got no power. He got no defense. That's what's up.
He just jumped back.
He just jumped back.
See him slip no punch.
He never slips punches.
You never see him slip no punch. Go look at it. You see him back up from a lot of people. Back up, move around.
Okay, well, if that's what he does, then shouldn't the fight be easy for you to win? If you know what he does?
He don't got no technique. And his offense is the
He got no technique at all.
same thing.
And his offense is the same thing. So then why aren't you making the fight then?
If go look at his fights.
So you
I
feel
probably
like
put
that's
him on
easy
game
work?
by the time. Yeah,
Hold on, but you feel like it's easy work though. You like,
come on, bro.
Yeah.
It's easy work for you. Easy work. Then why aren't you getting that payday?
Bro, I touched him with 16-ounce gloves on, and he ran. Imagine if I hit him with 8 ounces. The guy is here too.
Who? What guy?
The one that
was there?
No, the one that he sparred.
Oh,
I mean the one that he fought.
Oh, Edwin. Yeah, you seen him. Yeah, I seen
yeah.
Edwin. Yeah, I saw Edwin in here.
Tell him rematch that guy. Now, if he beat him, then
There you go.
we can get it on him.
And right after that, somebody asked him, hey man, just fight him. He's like, no, I'll be helping their whole side, which I'm not doing. Because you're a coon. But you'll fight Jake Paul, no problem. Yeah, you're going to fight Jake Paul, no problem. People ask this man about fighting Shakur Stevenson or any questions about Shakur Stevenson. Nigga, get to crying.
You say before you retire you want to fight Devin and Shakur. Is that still the plan?
I never said that.
Now you never said that. But you literally said that Shakur Stevenson is definitely in your... Let me just run it back.
6, 7 more fights and I'm naming names. One of the guys, obviously, you and Shakur got into it on Twitter. You was like, you wanted them 6 or 7.
Yeah, he's definitely one of them.
For sure?
Yeah, he's definitely one of them.
He's definitely one of them, he says. Yeah, he definitely up in there. All right, let's run this back.
You say before you retire you want to fight Devin and Shakur. Is that still the plan?
I never said that.
You literally did. You 100% did. You 100% said he's definitely in there. 100% said that. 100%. 100%. But you're scared to death of Shakur Stevenson. And what Tank fans do? Yeah, BF, he never said that. He meant something else. He never said that. They're misconstruing his words. Yeah, you guys glaze, you praise, you defended, you protected. When did you say that? When you were talking to Najee. Let me run it right back for you so you can hear when you said that.
6, 7 more fights and I'm naming names. One of the guys, obviously, you and Shakur got into it on Twitter. You was like, you wanted them 6 or 7.
Yeah, he's definitely one of them.
For sure?
Yeah, he's definitely one of them.
Well, there you go. That's when you said it. That's when you said it. You did.
Steven Espinoza said Shakur turned down a one-fight deal to fight you because he wanted a multi-fight deal. What's your thoughts on that?
He's not worth it. He's not worth it.
So Steven Espinoza said he turned down a one-fight offer because he wanted a multi-fight offer. Whatever. I'm not even going to get into that at this particular moment. We're going to get into the simple fact that this man says he's not even worth that because Steven Espinoza came back out and corrected what he said, which I'll do in a whole other video. But this man said he's not even worth that. So he's not worth it at all. All up in his feelings. Like a woman. Like a scorned bitch.
He's not even worth it. Come on, bro. Fam gotta fight somewhere else and prove himself. And then, like,
he's got to fight somewhere else and prove himself. He has got to prove himself to deserve you. But Fonseca didn't have to. Ryan Garcia didn't have to. Hector Garcia didn't have to. Mario Barrios didn't have to. Leo Santa Cruz didn't have to. Gamboa didn't have to. None of these guys had to. But Shakur Stevenson has to prove himself. He would have been the only lineal champion you've ever fought in your entire career. You never fought a lineal king, bro. Never. Shakur Stevenson would have been the first lineal king you fought.
You know how they got UFC and like the underground shit? You gotta fight on the underground shit and then get back.
So he got to fight on the underground card, the underground things, then just to get back to you. When he has been a lineal king, a unified king, you've never unified. Every belt this man has got, he fought for it. Every single one, bro. You have never unified. Never. You cannot say every belt you got, you fought for. You cannot say that. Because the WBA title that you got at 135 was not even vacant. They vacated it for you. It wasn't vacant. The champion was still there. They downgraded the champion just to make a spot for you. Facts. And then you fought a dude who lost to Abner Mares 2 years ago and hadn't fought for 2 years. Hadn't fought since he got his ass whooped. But you fought that guy for a belt where they removed the champion who was still an active champion. They dropped him down to the regular champion, vacated the super champion, and let you fight a dude who hadn't fought in 2 years and was coming off a loss for the super status. What do you mean he hasn't done anything? What the hell did you do?
Who would you say is more accomplished in the sport, Lamont Roach or Shakur Stevenson?
Which one? Shakur fan or something?
What does it matter who he's a fan of? Here he is, get to crying because they asked you questions about Shakur Stevenson. You all in your feelings crying, scared to death of Shakur.
No, I said Lamont Roach or Shakur Stevenson.
Why you keep bringing up Shakur? He's fighting. Mad fighters out here. I'm fighting Shakur. I'm fighting Lamont. You keep bringing up Shakur, bro. Get out of here. You from New Jersey or something?
No.
Scary ass dude. So you're from New Jersey. So that's the reason why they're asking you about Shakur Stevenson. Bro, he didn't even do this when they asked him about Vasyl Lomachenko. Asking this man about Vasyl Lomachenko, all of this fear and all this capping and stuff that he didn't do this with Lomachenko, y'all. At all. He only does it with Shakur Stevenson. He didn't even do this with Devin. You can ask him a question about Devin and he'll say whatever he's going to say. When it comes to Shakur Stevenson, he gets all in his feelings, getting ready to cry. But let's just look at this. So, Shakur Stevenson fought Robson Conceição. When Shakur Stevenson fought Robson Conceição in 2022 in September, he didn't need to because he couldn't make the weight. He told everybody he couldn't make the weight. So since Gervonta had moved up Lamont Roach from 130 to 135, it would have been a perfect time to move up Shakur Stevenson to fight Shakur Stevenson instead of Shakur fighting Robson Casamigos and Tank Davis fighting Hector Garcia. You could have just moved up Shakur. You didn't. It is what it is. Shakur's next fight, he fights Itchy and Scratchy in April of 2023. Gervonta Tank Davis fights Ryan Garcia in the same month. Now, I give him a pass for this. Absolutely, because Ryan Garcia is a big money fight. Although they fought in the exact same month. I understand. He gets a pass for Ryan Garcia. No problem. But what that does is it sets up the next fight real nice. Because we both fought in the same month of April. He fought Edwin De Los Santos. You fought Frank Martin. Why? You could have just fought each other. You could have just fought him. Tank Davis could have just fought Shakur Stevenson. But do you guys know what happened? They treated this fight between Shakur and Tank like Donald Trump treats the Epstein files. And they talked about something else. Oh, well, Devin, but Devin, what about Devin and Devin, Shakur and Devin, well, Shakur and Devin, but Tank was right there. He was right there. Oh, BF, he went to jail, BF, he went to jail. He went to jail for 30 days. He went to jail for 30 days. That's it. You mean to tell me he couldn't be ready for Shakur Stevenson, he's talking about all this. He's easy and you know everything about him. All he does is jump back and all he does this and blah, blah, blah. And he don't got no defense. His offense is the same thing. All these things, he wouldn't be ready. He knew this before he fought Frank Martin. So he wouldn't be ready at all. Okay. Well, the next fight, they say, come on, BF. He can't fight Tank. That was his last fight with Top Rank. Why couldn't he fight Tank? Vasyl Lomachenko's last fight with Top Rank was with George Kambosos, and Tank still tried to fight him. Or did y'all forget that he retired? So that was his last fight with Top Rank. And instead of trying to fight Shakur Stevenson, he fought Lamont Roach. And he fought Lamont Roach in March of 2025. The problem I have is, instead of fighting Lamont Roach, he could have fought Shakur Stevenson, who fought Josh Padley in February, the month before. He ducked the hell out of this man. Ducked the hell out of him. Ducked the hell out of Shakur. But of course, y'all don't care about that. Because what y'all did is, you protected, you glazed, you praised, you defended, you moved the goalpost. You made up every excuse on why it was okay for this man to do what he's done. Which is why he now says, bro, why are you guys coming at me? Y'all are traitors. You protected me when I ducked Gary Russell. You protected me when I ducked Lomachenko. You protected me when I ducked Devin Haney. You protected me when I ducked Tevin Farmer. You protected me when I ducked Shakur Stevenson. You protected me when I ducked George Kambosos. Why aren't you protecting me now? So yes, he's absolutely correct. And we move on to Lamont Roach. We move on to Lamont Roach. We move on to Lamont Roach. So he fought Lamont Roach. Lost to Lamont Roach. He got a draw with Lamont Roach. He took a knee against Lamont Roach. They did not count the knee against Lamont Roach. They should have counted the knee against Lamont Roach. There was supposed to be a rematch against Lamont Roach. It was supposed to be in June against Lamont Roach. Lamont Roach beats him. After the fight was supposed to be in June, you know, because Tank says, say no more, I'm pushing for the rematch. The rematch can happen as soon as can be soon too, like the end of May. That's what he said. So they talked about the rematch happening in June. After that, right? They're talking about, oh man, it's going down. It's going down, man. Lamont Roach telling the world, I've already signed mine. I've already signed my piece. It got moved to July. Lamont Roach talk about, I don't know if the fight's going to happen now. Dude is flaking out. It get moved to August. Comes out, happening August 16th. August 16th is on and popping. It is on and popping, y'all. Everybody's sitting around thinking it's going to happen. And then out of nowhere, nothing. So we get to thinking, all right, man. We're like, bro, this has got to be. It's got to be. This has got to be it, y'all. It's got to be. We have got to get something here. But it comes out where Lamont Roach says he's scared, y'all. Pulls out the "this ninja scared" meme. Comes out, then Tank says, you a B, I can meet you at your son house. Now is a meet you at your son house now. You the thuggish, roughest, toughest dude in the world now. Now they going back and forth. Lamont Roach like, bro, he really not doing nothing. He ain't doing nothing. This thing is supposed to happen in August. It's when it was supposed to happen. And blah, he not doing nothing. I already did what I got supposed to do and blah, 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 yada, yada. Then he says, I can meet you at your CP. And they start going back and forth. You just talking. You don't know ish. And mind you, he's saying all these things like this stuff is supposed to happen. Dude says Gervonta is scared. Then you got Tank fans coming out here protecting him, man. He ain't scared of nobody. Man ain't scared of nobody. That fight is happening, man. It's happening. It's going to happen. And then bam, he's fighting Jake Paul. And Lamont Roach poots this. Told y'all. Told you he's going to duck. And out of nowhere, Tank fans turn on him. Out of nowhere. Out of nowhere now, all of the Tank fans that protected this man, out of nowhere now, here they are going at Tank for ducking Lamont Roach to fight Jake Paul. Well, if I'm Tank, I'm looking at this the same exact way he was looking at it. Bro, I've been ducking for years. I've been ducking for years, bro. You guys have, y'all have defended, you have protected my ducks. You have moved the goalposts. You've made every excuse in the world. You talked about how much money I got. You talked about my tats. You talked about my braids. You gave me every excuse for my purses and my fingernails and my manis and petties. You talked everything. My weird ass dancing, getting hugged out of my shoes by Diddy. All these things. You gave me every excuse. You gave me every single pass for everything. I ducked Gary Russell blatantly. You gave me a pass, defended it, protected me. I ducked Tevin Farmer blatantly. You gave me a pass, defended me. You protected me. Y'all went at that guy. I ducked Lomachenko for years. Y'all defended me. Man, y'all were some of the most adamant protection squad. I ducked DEVINHANEY over and over and over again. Y'all was good. You protected me. Y'all went at Devin. I ducked Teofimo Lopez. Y'all was solid. You didn't say nothing. I was solid. You was good. If somebody mentioned that this man ducked Teofimo Lopez, they went at that guy. Facts. Ducked over and over again. Duck Shakur Stevenson. Blatantly ducked Shakur Stevenson. Blatantly. Duck George Kambosos of all people. Y'all moved the goalposts. Everybody moved the goalposts. Everybody gave me every excuse in the world. Everybody said, hey, I can do this and I can do that. I make so much money. I'm light skinned. I got braids. You know, I got mad bitches. I wear a size 4Y shoe. Y'all gave any excuse that you could give, y'all gave. Any excuse. So yeah, Tank feels betrayed. Yes. If you protected this nigga through all of his deepest, darkest ducks, why would you not protect him against a Lamont Roach duck? Why was ducking Lamont Roach the damn duck that broke the camel's back? Why was this duck more potent? Why is this the duck that you guys just couldn't get past? You got past the Gary Russell duck, the Devin duck, the Loma duck, the Kambosos duck, the T.O. duck, the Shakur duck. You got past all of those ducks. Why is this duck the one duck y'all can't get by? So yes, I agree with Gervonta Tank Davis. You niggas turned on him. You protected him through all of his most strenuous ducks just to get to the last one and act like he got to do something. Finally now. No, y'all are two-faced, and I understand him. BFTB, man. Shout out to the mighty LDBC. And I'm out. Thank you for watching. Please like, subscribe, share, subscribe to my Patreon. And if you feel like supporting me, please support me in the PayPal or the Cash App.